What's going on, Coding family? What's up? We in a new week, y'all. We almost at Valentine's Day. That's crazy because now we went from Christmas to Valentine's Day. And so maybe I'll have a date this year. I don't know. Jesus knows. I don't. But anyway, so today I want to talk to you about what you should do once you receive your certification. So hopefully these are some helpful steps to you, some helpful tips for y'all to get in the workforce, to start working as a coder or leading you up to that position. So the first thing I want to say is your resume. Your resume should be professionally done, as well as your resume should have your credentials, certified professional coder, or whatever the certification is, what you passed in, and it should have the month and year that you passed. So if it's February 2025, it should have that on the resume. That should be on your resume as your certification. Okay, and so I really believe in getting your resume professionally done. I know you can use templates. I just prefer to have someone professionally do it for me for grammar reasons, for reasons of making my resume look really nice and not just overloaded with information. The header of my resume speaks for me, so it's hitting that algorithm, letting them know in HR, hey, this application, this resume is really good for this particular position. I'm just going to read y'all a little bit of what the header of my resume says. I had it professionally done, and so I just want to read y'all a little bit. So I'm going to be looking down and up, so forgive me. Highly qualified healthcare professional with over 15 years of progressive experience, to include revenue cycle, customer service, claims, and billing. Detail-oriented, dedicated individual with the ability to learn new skills quickly, troubleshoot, and find workable solutions to problems in a timely manner. Able to interpret clients' needs and communicate effectively to deliver outstanding service and products. Now, does that sound like a person you potentially want to interview? It does. It kind of brings you in like, wow, they have a lot of experience, not really even going into that much detail. And then under that heading is my experience. And there's I have 4 bullet points of the things that I would do in my job daily, just to kind of bring them in, not overload my resume with just all this information, because when I get to the interview, then I can elaborate. Because so once they ask you in the interview, tell me about the job where you work today, then you can elaborate on those things. You'll have a conversation piece, and it just won't be blanket moments of you not talking or just staring or just smiling. You have something to say. So second, I want to say posting on LinkedIn is, I think, the best thing to do. Your resume is out there, you've posted it, you know what type of jobs you're looking for. And so I think LinkedIn is a great place to post your resume, because they'll be looking for you. They'll reach out to you. I think that's so good. And then also Indeed. I use Indeed quite a bit. I post my resume, and so I'm posting for jobs, on Indeed. And so I think that's a great thing to do as far as getting yourself out there. LinkedIn being one, and then Indeed being the second one. And then third, posting your resume and applying for jobs at the hospital and clinics, places that you would like to see yourself working. So I think that is something that would be very beneficial for you. Also, for those who don't have medical background, maybe you've never worked in a medical background and you don't have any experience as far as working in AR or insurance billing or customer service, medical billing, or anything like that. For those of y'all who have taken classes with the different academies and different companies, ask them for a letter of recommendation. ask them for a letter of recommendation. I don't know if any of y'all thought about that, but this is good. So a letter of recommendation should state the hours that you had taking medical terminology, anatomy, physiology, medical billing, all those areas you have experience in now because you've taken classes to obtain the experience to receive the certification that you have today. So think about that. So if you have a letter of recommendation from an instructor or the administrative department, they should be willing to write you a letter stating that this student has obtained these amount of hours in these specific subjects, and now they have obtained their certification. They did everything on time. They were a great student. Their grades were a certain GPA when they left the course. All of that information makes a difference. So think about it. If you don't have any medical background, take the letter of recommendation, take it to the person who's doing your resume professionally and tell them to add it into the resume. So now it's your education that's speaking for you. Not necessarily that you have all the experience, but this might get some hits on your resume if you put it on LinkedIn, if you put it on Indeed. So think about those things. If you're paying over $5,000 for a course to become certified, the least they could do, the very least they could do, is write you a letter of recommendation. Why not? My instructor did it for me. She wrote a letter of recommendation. In the letter of recommendation, she stated all the courses that I took in the class that she went over: medical terminology, anatomy, physiology. She went over billing, guidelines, procedures. All of that makes a difference. And then she stated at the end, I recommend this student for this class. She was an exceptional student. So those things matter. Don't think because you don't have a medical background that stops you. It does not stop you. You just have to think about ways to get yourself out there. So I really think that that's a good idea. Okay, so once you're done getting your resume done professionally, making sure that you have all documentation on there and your CPC certification and when you received it, then you're posting it on Indeed and you're posting your resume on LinkedIn and posting it on job sites and job postings. Once you're done with all of that, when you receive your certification in the mail, make sure you frame it. And I took a picture of mine because I wanted to remind myself on a daily is that I accomplished something that I set out to do. Remember, y'all, you have everything you need to be successful. You are lacking in nothing. So step out. Don't be worried about if you're going to get a job or not. I don't know. It may not. It will happen. It will happen. Thank y'all. I'll talk to you soon.